Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this is a great report by Root Metrics. I will leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So this is a big win for Verizon. This is the state of 5G in the US. Who won the 5G race in the first half of 2024? Now, this is reported by Root Metrics. These are their findings, their scientific testing. If you have any problems with it, take it up with Root Metrics, not me. I'm just sharing with you guys what they reported. And they are reporting a big win for Verizon. Best 5G experience, Verizon. And then we go down to the report. Verizon takes number one in every category except availability. They have the best 5G, fastest 5G, most reliable 5G. They do lack 5G availability, which I'm going to assume second half of 24 through 25, 26, they will close the availability gap bit by bit. It'll take them a lot longer to get to where the competition is today, but they will start closing the availability gap. So this is interesting, right? T-Mobile has been bragging largest 5G, best 5G, most reliable, fastest. They've been talking about that since the merger closed with Sprint, and they were able to deploy the mid-band when nobody else had mid-band, and they've enjoyed that for quite some time. But now Verizon has been deploying C-band at a very fast clip. They're getting that to scale, right? And when we get the future reports, the second half 24, first half 2025, Verizon will have scaled C-band even more at that time. So according to Root Metrics, scientific testing, the 5G lead might be done for T-Mobile. They're saying it's Verizon. They're saying, and it's not even close. Look at the scores. Best 5G Verizon 97.8, T-Mobile 93.8. That's a pretty big difference, right? If you look at the bulk testing that they do, that's a pretty significant difference. Fastest 5G, that's a lot closer. Verizon 98.8, T-Mobile 97.9. Most reliable, again, there's kind of a wide gap. Verizon at 99.2, T-Mobile 95.8, and then look at AT&T at 89.2. And then the availability piece, that's the only category where T-Mobile has a significant lead over the competition. Verizon comes in at 65.5. I mean, they're not even competitive on 5G availability. But it's clear as day. As I've told you guys, outside of city limits, you're probably on LTE 9 times out of 10. You're probably on LTE, a good performing LTE network at that. So it's not like you leave city limits, you get on LTE and your phone stops working. That's not the case, right? It continues to work. And in many cases, I've seen it where the LTE network is outperforming the T-Mobile 5G network if we're talking about the availability piece. So you're traveling on an interstate, you're on T-Mobile's 5G, and Verizon's LTE is outperforming T-Mobile's 5G. To seen that plenty of times. So this is a really big win for Verizon. This is something that they can take to marketing, go to market. They can finally say, look, based on scientific testing from a credible source, Root Metrics, we now have the best 5G overall experience. They can use that in on their earnings calls, in the language that they use, the prepared remarks, the conferences, wherever they speak now, they can use this testing to say, look, we now have the best 5G network. They can use this. They can very well use this. Now, they got to be careful how aggressively they push it. Like I said, the availability piece, they're still lower than the competition. So if you start bragging about 5G and there's a large geographic footprint that doesn't have 5G, that's going to be noticed. People are going to say, hey, Verizon's talking about all this 5G, But most of the areas that I travel to, I'm on LTE, and some might even make the argument, why am I paying more when I don't get 5G? So some will make that argument, and it's an interesting argument, right? Because it's going to take some time for Verizon to really scale that availability. If the C-band doesn't reach in a lot of these areas, right, where the site spacing's a bit wide and C-band can't reach, you're going to be on LTE. Even as they deploy more mid-band, if they can't get a coverage layer on NR, a low-band coverage layer, you're going to drop to LTE quite a lot, no matter what. So just wanted to make this video this afternoon, right? Kind of pointing out Verizon is taking some big wins. They took the overall root metrics win between all technologies, metro areas, state testing. They took that back from AT&T, and now they're also beating T-Mobile on the best 5G. So this is getting very interesting. So the additional capital dollars that Verizon has spent over the last few years, right, that extra capex for acceleration of C-band, it's showing now. It's really showing in the testing, and we'll only see this get better from Verizon as time goes on. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.